Shortly after that, he was taken to see the Emperor.
My father held a hallowed and mysterious place in the minds of the ancients. I wonder if they believed he even existed at all, or thought to be a god unseen by anyone on earth.
I was taken to the town of Huerecovico, capital of the Powhatan Empire.
This was the camp of Powhatan?
Yes. Instantly as I arrived, I became as fearful as I'd been since the first night I was captured over a year earlier. The natives outside Powhatan's lodge drilled their eyes through me as if I were a murderer.
Perhaps they've never seen an Englishman.
I'm sure they'd not. It just unsettled me to think that they could look at me with such hatred. Hatred of the English is what Powhatan had preached to them.
Then you were in great peril. My father was a fair man, but he was a man who refused to relinquish control. He did not know what to make of the English, but he was certainly in pursuit of his power, and no one would ever survive in the contest of power with my father.
After what seemed like hours in wait, he was led into the heart of the great tree. It was very dark. To make out the figure of a man seated on piles of skins. His face was grey, majestic. Stepping to the forefront of the crowd, I saw the little girl for the first time since she presented herself to me and Emery and Robinson over a year earlier. She seemed concerned. No one spoke. Once again, I was presented with a meal. For whatever reason, these people were certainly intent on feeding me. Except this time, I was sure the meal was going to be my last.
My father consulted with Captain Smith for a very, very long time. He rarely left anything to chance.
He asked me why the English had invaded his land. I was in terrible fear, but that didn't think I wasn't thinking clearly.
So you lied. So he lied.
We were on the high seas, sir. Our mission was to come here, to the new land. We were attacked by the Spanish. They didn't catch us, but they drove us here, to this area. The Chesapeake Bay. We laid anchor to repair our damaged ships.
He was a very good storyteller.
We were to wait there, that's all, sir. To the return of our leader, Captain Newport. When Captain Newport came, we were sure he would rescue us and return us to England. That is the God's honest truth, sir.
My father thought it peculiar that Captain Smith and his party were discovered by his brother rowing so far away from their camp. He tried to speak to Smith in English.
What did you look for? The sea. We were seeking salt water on the other side of your country. There is no sea, you lied to me. There is. We have maps. We have proof. My people, your people, killed one of Captain Newport's men, one of my countrymen.
Is this true?
No. But this was a man who would not stand for a flimsy answer. I had to tell him something he might believe.
We will not cease our exploration until restitution is made for the killing of my countrymen.
It appeared to me
He got my message.
that Captain Smith was exaggerating this point to convince my father that if he were not set free to return to the settlement.
A band of bloodthirsty Englishmen with muskets and cannon would come after him. At least that's what I meant to imply. He was not a dim-witted man. He understood me.
My father stopped speaking. He called his advisors to gather round him to discuss what had just happened.
He understood me. When the council ended, I wasn't sure whether my implied threats had succeeded.
Oh no! Oh no!
What was he doing? Didn't I make him understand that I was a Warramance like him? I was a leader of my people. It would be against custom to put me to death.
My father had considered all elements of strategy as he made a decision about Captain Smith. There were reasons why Captain Smith should be kept alive.
Did he not understand that I could be his ally? He was a powerful chief, yes, but he had many enemies. The Massachusetts, the Iroquois. Did he not realize that with the English on his side, our firearms and our cannon could be part of his arsenal?
And yet, there was a mystery.
saw the little girl.
I ran to my father. I begged him to spare the life of the Englishman.
I could hear her crying.
Captain! Captain, I
I
can't!
didn't know what she was saying, but it was obvious she wanted her father to stop what he was doing.
My father refused. He told me to take my place back among the tribes.
I could hear him. His voice sounded angry. Stop it!
I pulled on his robe. I cried. I did everything I could to make him stop the execution.
I saw him thrust her away.
My father had never reacted to me that way. He had never struck me before. He gave the order. I had no choice.
Instead of clubs smashing down on my head, I could feel the presence of the little girl, covering me, protecting me.
I was in the habit of surprising my father with my cleverness, but not even he expected this.
There was silence in the room. I knew my life had been spared. I just wasn't sure if it had been spared for the long term or only for the moment. She didn't move until her father spoke.
My father said,
You will not too.
it was a concession to me and to Captain Smith. I stood up. I bowed to my father. And I took my place back among the tribe. You asked me why I did it? Many people have speculated over the years as to my reasoning. Some people think it was just all a ploy on my father's part, simply an elaborate theatrical exhibition designed to teach Captain Smith a lesson. A fear tactic, as it were. Others have said I did it to serve my own interests. I knew that my father loved me, and I can keep Captain Smith and the English in my power for the rest of my life. I'm always entertained by these speculations. No. The truth of the matter is, I did not want Captain Smith to die. He was a brave man. He was a leader. He was honest and dedicated to his countrymen. I felt a bond with him.